Hey folks, I'm back. I finally finished this annoying ass engine stand cradle project. What a pain in the ass. I'm not even going to claim that my welds on this are good. Usually I'm a stickler for good welding. But I'll tell you what, I didn't have a second pair of hands on this at all, ever, through the whole friggin' thing. So I had to mock up stuff. I ended up welding through some paint, burning paint off with a blowtorch because it was already in position, and I didn't want to, move the stuff. And I couldn't mark it because this is pretty heavy stock. So I ended up just blowtorching the torch wasn't adjusted right here, so that's why it was all black. The oxygen ran out of the line. I had to open the valve up more. But what a pain in the ass this is. It's not perfect. Tips forward a hair. I had just measured wrong or something. I don't know. I did measure wrong on this, actually. I don't know if I threw it in the bandsaw and didn't check it again or adjust it, because it I ended up being like a 1/4 inch short on it. I fucked up somewhere, but I welded another piece onto it, which actually the welds on that looked really good, and then I covered them up with a shit weld. The whole thing tips forward though a little, but I don't think that matters. It just barely rests on the oil pan too in the front. I wish I'd gave it like a 1/4 inch more height on the front tubes, but not an easy project at all. It would have been a lot easier if I had had just an empty block that I could mess with and move around. And then I was fighting clearances on the moving it around, because like this chain doesn't swivel really, so it always wants to hang at an angle in there, and then these are getting in the way. It just wasn't an easy go of it. So and I don't think the motor mount bosses on the block are actually in the same place per side, because I squared this all up, put it in, and it was off. It ended up, when this is on the back side there, and this side's on the back side, it's off by like an inch. It runs at an angle. So I think that motor mount, I think it's in a different position, and I didn't even account for that. So this bottom guy runs at a bit of an angle. But I shot for measurement with these guys against my back cross piece, and I'm pretty sure those are square. I just was within 1/8 on a tape measure, and in and out, I got 3 inches overhang at the back and kicked it forward. Since it tips forward a little bit, and it was definitely forward weighted, I kicked the ends of these skis out. Listen how solid it is though. The floor is not level right here, so I think the actual jig is not jig, but I think the cradle is pretty level, but the floor is a center of 2 joints there that come together for the drain. But that wasn't an easy project. I guess next I'm gonna have to take it out of there and see if I can put it back in, and hopefully there's no springing or anything going on. There shouldn't be, because I assembled that and then set it on the bottom 2 runners and welded the bottom while I had to lay on this dirty friggin' floor. But yeah, that was difficult. I mean, it wasn't like, micrometer difficult. It was just trying to get everything together when you were by yourself. If it would be so much easier if you had plans for something like this. You could just measure out the stock, cut it all, and do your thing. But I kind of built it this way on purpose though, like way overdone. I mean, I told you in the last video, because that's the material I had out back. I wasn't going to buy metal for it because I have a couple 100 feet of this rectangular tubing that I got for about $10 20 years ago. But I wanted it really heavy and stout and wide and overbuilt, because it's like a traveling stand is what it's designed for, to not be tippy in a trailer, because that's why the base on it's so spread out and wide and long. And I'm really pretty positive this thing won't tip over. I mean, you'd have to get in a serious issue if that thing tipped over. So yeah, shitty welds. Yeah, I'm actually a fairly decent welder, but it really helps if you have clean weld. And I was taxing that little Lincoln SP100 to the absolute max. I should have been using that big arc welder over there, but it's too smoky, and it's a hassle inside if you can't have the doors open. They got some serious fucking fires going on in Quebec. So it's really hazy outside. You probably can't see through the window. But yeah. So now I'm just smogging myself in here with a welder rather than being outside with the actual hazardous air pollution. There was the warning today, but so yeah, here we are. This is so fairly ready for travel. I just got to throw it in the trailer and get a date when to go down. Hopefully it's soon. Take it easy. Later.